in order to be classified as a fighter aircraft and carry that F prefix. A plane usually needs to be designed specifically to be capable of engaging other aircraft in the battle space. The F-117A, however, was built specifically for engaging ground targets under a shroud of secrecy. In fact, the F-117A carried no guns and offered a maximum payload capacity of only two 2,000-pound bombs, making it all but defenseless against enemy fighters in most circumstances. The Lockheed F-117 Nighthawk stealth aircraft, often referred to as the stealth fighter, was the world's first operational stealth aircraft, born out of a program so secretive that the plane itself was flying combat missions for 7 entire years before it was formally unveiled to the public. Because of the secrecy surrounding the plane's development and capabilities, along with some intentional breaches of traditional naming conventions, this stealth aircraft and its various names still spark interest and confusion to this very day. Last year, the long-retired F-117A was spotted in the skies over Fresno, California, apparently participating in some kind of air-to-air training against notably non-stealthy F-15s. It looks as though the Nighthawks weren't dogfighting, but were rather playing the role of cruise missiles to be intercepted by the Eagles. But this story adds yet another layer of conspiracy-minded intrigue to the rumors about the F-117 actually being a stealth fighter. The Lockheed Martin F-117 Nighthawk was the first operational aircraft to be designed around stealth technology, and while commonly referred to as a stealth fighter, it was actually a ground attack aircraft. The F-117 first saw combat just months later when two from the 37th Tactical Fighter Wing were used in Operation Just Cause on December 19, 1989, against military targets in Panama. The aircraft was used in the Persian Gulf War when the 415th and the 416th Squadrons of the 37th Fighter Wing were deployed to Saudi Arabia. During Operation Desert Storm, the F-117 flew 1,271 sorties, achieving an 80% mission success rate, and suffered no losses or battle damage. The ground attack aircraft were used in a conflict in Yugoslavia, where one was shot down by surface-to-air missiles in 1999. The only Nighthawk to be lost in combat. This occurred on March 27, 1999, when an S-125M missile crew from the Serbian 250th Air Defense Missile Brigade fired two missile V-600 missiles at the aircraft when it was flying back to its base in Italy after bombing a military target outside of Belgrade. Named something wicked, its remains are on display at the Museum of Aviation in the Serbian capital city. While the aircraft has been officially retired, a portion of the fleet has been kept airworthy and, as noted, few museums have even been provided with the airframe. So while unlikely, it is possible the F-117 Nighthawk could get a chance to fly again. Until then, the best way to see this early cutting-edge aircraft is in a museum. The F-117A Nighthawk reached initial operating capability in 1983, meaning the platform was already flying some missions in the early 1980s. By 1988, the US Air Force still hadn't admitted that they had a stealth plane that could defeat enemy radar, opting instead to keep the advanced capabilities of the F-117A a secret. But secrets were hard to keep even in the era before smartphones. And whispers about the unusually shaped aircraft slowly but surely began to make their way to the public. Believe it or not, Lockheed did have plans for an F-117A that really would have been a stealth fighter. But they didn't offer it to the Air Force. In 1993, 4 years after the US Air Force unveiled the Nighthawk to the world, Lockheed approached the US Navy with a proposal for a carrier-based iteration of the jet. This new F-117N Seahawk would be a low observable, stealth, all-weather strike aircraft with legitimate air-to-air capabilities.